No f***ing way. That's a razor frame at the thrift store. $50 with the plastics. Only a couple scuffs on here for $50 already stripped. This is a sign from the universe. I did not plan this, but it's happening. Thrift store build. We've got the frame. Now we just need everything else. I'll see you when it gets here. It got here. We have everything else. Starting off strong, we got the sprocket and chain kit, $109. Hydraulic brake kit, $115. These you can't buy yet. Some things you can't buy, deal with it. Rear shock, $149. Headlight, $49. Rear extension kit, $349. This is gonna make the bike longer. Should make a big difference. 12-volt converter kit, $49. USB charger, underglow kit. These all run off that 12-volt kit. We got the decal kit, straps, charger, $59. We got the Noisy Cricket controller, $599. Comes with everything you need to hook it up. And we got the EC4P V3 brushless motor for $249. This is just a beautiful piece of machinery. EMX light throttle, $36 with 3 power modes. We got the Noisy Cricket controller mount, $39. And of course, the biggest, baddest battery I've ever run on a razor. This is a 76 volt 32 amp hour battery, $1,500. It's by far the most expensive part of this build, but it's also the most important, so don't trip. Can't forget about the wheels either. We got these Super Motos, $249. 10 inches, 90 by 90, front and rear. That is same size. We got some mounts and spacers and adapters. This just comes with the other parts. Now look at this. The handlebars, they come with the front forks. I actually really like the sweep and the rise and nice bars, but look at these. The biggest forks I've ever put on a razor. These are the ETM V2 forks. Just beautiful. $499, the best you can put on a razor right now. Let's fucking build this thing. Right off the bat, let's take this thrift store price tag off and give it a quick clean. Now we're going to see if we can fit the battery. We definitely can't. We're going to need to bend these two sides to make it fit. Now this part is really loud, so it's important that you do this either as early in the morning or as late at night as possible. You need your neighbors to hear it so they know you're cooking. Now it fits perfectly, and just like you, there's a good side and a fucked up side, but we don't show that unless we have to, brother. Here I'm changing the front sprocket that's on the motor. We have a different type of chain, so we need a different sprocket. Just remember that this is righty-loosey, lefty-tighty on the motor. And before I mount the motor, I'm going to chop off the chain tensioner. And what's important here is you want the sparks to fly directly at the battery. I should improve my angle here. The motor bolts right on. It's the same 3 points as the stock motor. And I just love electric powertrains. They're so simple. We got the motor, battery, and controller. So let's wire them all up. Starting with the positive and negative, we got the battery leads, the 12-volt converter, and our harness. Starting with the positives, doing the negatives, plugging in the harness, and now attaching the 3 phase wires. So we got the yellow, blue, and green. To mount the controller, we've got this adhesive sticky on the bottom and the mount on top. I love how they designed this. The controller just bolts on straight to the frame. It's really solid. Definitely beats zip ties. We're gonna flip this bad boy over and go straight for these extensions. These are a little tricky. We do need to drill 2 holes into the frame. I'm surprised I made it work. Wait. Boom. Boom. Give a little flipski. I don't know what was smoking here. I think it's the WD, but it was feeling pretty badass. These screws are flush with it. It looks really factory, and once you've tightened it down, I'm confident in these. Here I'm putting on the chain tensioners, 1 on each side, and the brake mount. I'm just attaching it loosely for now. For the rear wheel, in order to mount the sprocket, we do need an adapter, which it comes with. And I'm just using a little bit of Loctite. That's what was recommended on this part. We don't want to use too much Loctite, okay? Less is more. Now we can bolt on the sprocket, flip it over, and put on the rotor. The rear wheel goes right on. It comes with all the spacers you need. The chain's also simple. It's got the master link. You just click it in. I'm moving the wheel back to tension the chain and adjusting these chain tensioners. Time for the front fork. Oh boy, here I'm hammering in a spacer, 1 on the bottom, and boom. Throw the handlebars on, key ignition and voltmeter, throttle, left grip, rear brake, front brake, rotor on the front wheel on the fork wheel spinning, baby. This looks sick. It's starting to really look like a bike. We just need the rear shock now. Time to connect the harness. It looks difficult, it couldn't be easier. This is our throttle, this is our key ignition, and now we're gonna attach our whole 12 volt system to the 12 volt kit that we wired up to the controller. We've got the underglow, the USB charger, the headlight, and there's still 3 more plugs available, so if you wanted to add something else like a horn or a tail light or a speaker, that's up to you. I like that they added extra. Now we gotta deal with these buttons and USB port. Before I start drilling, I wanna put the new decals on so that when I drill, I'm drilling through the decals like I am here. Doing 3 on the left side for the buttons and then 1 on the right side for the USB charger. I was having so much trouble with the decal. It's so hard. Channeling my inner skater here, trying to trim it with a razor blade like grip tape. But the USB, oh my god, it looks flush. Same with these buttons, look how good it looks. Just strapping up the battery. It was getting so late at this point. This was 1:30 in the morning. I had a waffle and called it a day. The next morning I installed the rear brake caliper, the front brake caliper, and I just appreciated how easy that was. I remember my first couple Razor builds, one of the biggest challenges was getting this front wheel to spin with the brake not rubbing. No matter how many spacers I used, I could not figure it out. Electron Coast figured it out and they just made it so easy. Here I'm installing the headlight, front number plate, and in order to make the front fender work, I need to do some more cutting and drilling. One big hole in the middle for the main nut, slides right on. Thrown on the fork guards, and it's time for underglow. Lots of wires, lots of sticky, doing 2 in the front, 1 under each side of the swing arm, and then 2 right under the main frame. I zip tied those because they were the longest and I just didn't want to deal with them unsticking. Had to do a little bit of cable management here and then fasten all the plastics. Fortunately, I had the hardware from previous builds because it didn't come from the thrift store. Taking off the thrift store price tag on the seat and giving it a quick clean. It was a little dirty. Now I'm just ripping off the stickers so I can install my Electron Co graphics, which really, I never do graphics, but I think it needed it. I was either gonna do all black with a red subframe, but then I'd have to paint it and everything, or I was gonna do graphics. So I'm doing graphics. I didn't figure out how to do the front fender. I think I didn't use the right pieces, but here I'm pumping up the tires. And it's time to plug it in and give it its first throttle. Look at this. Turn the headlight on right there. This one's for the underglow. And say you're getting chased, right? It's nighttime. Stealth mode. Come on. On this side, we got the charger, 2 USBs and a USB-C. You can turn it on and off. For the LEDs, I have it on gradient right now, so it's just going through all the colors. I'm curious though, if you had to pick just one color, which color would it be? There's infinite answers because you can change it with the color wheel. Blue looks really good. I think the best way to talk about this bike is by comparing it to a couple others, so let's roll them out. Starting off with the classic OG, we got the MX 650. This is the yellow dirt bike from Razor. Then we got the MX 500. This is the red dirt bike from Razor, one of my favorites. Now let's go ahead and compare it to the XXX, the Talaria XXX. It's actually cheaper than this bike, so let's see how it compares. Now comparing the 650 to the 500, they're almost identical bikes. The main difference is going to be the color and the price. The 650 is a little bit more expensive. It comes with a slightly larger front wheel out of the box, but you're going to switch those anyway. They're almost identical bikes. I've just always built the red one, except the first bike I built was the 650, so you can see it has the older kit. Still from Electron Co, and the 500 has the newer one. You can see how much they've progressed in just a couple years. Now comparing the SX 500 to the MX 500, we start seeing a lot more differences. These two particular builds, they have different batteries. You can see the new battery on the SX is larger than the one I have on the MX, and I'm rocking different wheels. The SX has these spoked wheels and the MX has the one-piece Razor wheels. I cannot tell you which ones I prefer. The Razor wheels are actually fatter, which is nice. Although the Razor wheels are nearly impossible to find, so I'm glad Electro & Co. offers these. The SX500 also has the swing arm extension, and the easiest way to see why that's important is look at the wheel to motor space on the MX500. There's no space. You have to grind down the motor. Now compare that to the SX500. There's so much space between the wheel and the motor. You don't have to grind anything. It just looks more proportional. I really like the look of it, but they also paid attention to the geometry, so the riding experience should be great. In addition to the swing arm extension, the front fork on the SX500 is also longer than the front fork on the MX500. These are both upgraded, by the way. Out of the box, it's all going to be the same. I don't know how it is, but the MX500's taller than the SX500, even though the SX500 feels bigger. But we do have a more comfortable seat on the SX500, which is one of the things I'm most excited about. It just has a little bit more width to it. The plastics are totally different. You can look at the tail difference, the front fender difference, the side plastics difference. I think the SX500 is just a much better looking bike. Although the MX500 plastics are better to mount these buttons on. I could do it on sort of the front inside instead of on the outside. Given the choice, I'm really loving the SX500. All this being said, I love my MX500 so much that I bought a bigger knockoff of them. Some company in Sweden copied it. Let's compare the SX500 now to a totally different bike, the Talaria XXX. Believe it or not, the SX500 build is $1,000 more expensive than the Talaria. And that just goes to show how good a deal the Talaria is. Price aside though, there is a huge gap in performance. The SX500 is so much faster than the Talaria XXX. But when it comes to off-roading, you're probably going to want to go with the Talaria. It's got longer suspension travel. But for a quick cruise or even a ride out, I'm going Razor any day. Let's go ahead and set up the app. This is the Moto app. You just connect to the controller, tell it that we're running a Razor, 76 volt, 32 amp hour battery, and just select our power, torque, throttle aggression, speed, regen, and we can even name it. I'm calling it the Green Goblin. Hit save, and boom, now this is our control and monitor for the bike. It's the same app I use for the stunt cart, for my Sur, for my electric YZ85. Anything from Electro & Co. uses the same app, and they've just nailed it. Tell me a better way to start the summer. I'll f***ing wait. Let's give it a quick sit test. First time sitting on this bike. It is the most comfortable Razor I've ever sat on, and I'm kind of ashamed because this is my 5th Razor. I always thought they were the same, so that's why I always chose the MX500, because it's red. You only have about half an inch more width on the seat, but it makes a big difference. Got the phone mounted. I could charge it through here if I wanted to. You never know when that is going to come in handy. Mile per hour right there if you're curious. So the number shown right here, 86.9, that's not my percentage, that's actually my voltage. Depends what you're more used to. At this point, I'm more used to looking at the voltage. This is an 88 volt battery, so the minimum voltage will be 63. So if it says 63 on that screen, I'm dead. Around like 75 volts, I would start heading home. But you can also look at the percentage, it's 98%. We've got 3 power modes. I'll start in 1. It tells me my motor temperature, my controller temperature. It'll tell me if there's any faults going on. This display is amazing. That's it. Let's go. First ride on the Thrift Store SX500 Electro & Co. build with Supermoto wheels. No way, there's the Sur. Oh
my god, bro. I've been waiting to see you here forever, bro. I got my Sur because of you.
No way. Oh, that's way too slow. We gotta turn it up. Turn it up to 15 kilowatts. I don't think it's the kilowatts, I think it's the torque and the throttle aggression. Okay, everything's maxed out now. We're in mode 1. Hearing some rubbing. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's still got a high top speed in mode 1. We're in mode 2. Okay, something's rubbing for sure. I can hear it. I've ridden this powertrain before, so that's not new. What's new is the geometry. It's an SX500 with the swing arm extensions and a longer front fork. So I can already feel, it feels like a bigger bike, because it is. Wow, that's fast as fuck. These mini bikes, you don't need to go 100 miles an hour to feel like you're going 100 miles an hour. Here we go, full throttle in mode 2. I think the top speed might be the same across all modes. Let's go into mode 3, full throttle. Yeah, same top speed. We're going 60 miles an hour. Fucking plenty. The suspension feels great. It's the cushiest rear shock I've ever felt on a Razor. Usually the rear shock, it's more just for show. It doesn't do very much. But I'm like this right now on the back. That's nice. Alright, that's mode 3. Let's go into mode 2 and hit some wheelies here. Okay, I noticed the rear is extended the most when I pop the wheel up. I'm just higher up right now. Oh, the road gets a little iffy here. Alright, this thing, I gotta go get a big group together of only razors. Imagine like 10, 15 razors getting together. That's the plan. That's next. Come on. Oh. What just happened? What was that? Oh no, 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 no. Okay, we got this. Always turn the bike off before you touch the chain. I'm not trying to get stuck out here. Please. It's just beautiful out here. It's summer, baby. You gotta get a bike for this summer. And if you don't, you gotta watch someone ride. I'm here all summer. I've never been this way. These little pit bikes, I don't know what it is, but it brings out your inner explorer. You just want to go everywhere on these things. I'm so glad I built a Supermoto too. I do want to get some dirt wheels for this bike, but I love mini Supermotos. If you haven't been able to tell yet, it's my favorite type of bike, and I include Sur-Rons in there. Oh no! It sounds so funny when it pops off. Oh no! Private. I'm pretty sure it's just private, and there's a dude on a tractor literally driving towards me right now. I'm not trying to get scolded. I gotta get out of here. I'm going. I'm going. He can't get me. Quicker way out's right there. Can your 450 do this? Huh? I didn't think so. We're gone. No! You're kidding me! Okay. What is that, the third time? Definitely an issue. I gotta fix that. I think I just need to tighten the chain by moving the rear wheel back. But we're going fast as fucking, the chain's staying on. Everyone walking their dogs looking at us, but only for a second and then we're going. If you're interested in building a bike like this, everything you need is on Electro & Co. For the first time ever, I do have a discount code to share with you. It's Sur Ronster 5. It'll get you a discount on anything Electro & Co. And this entire build, the wheels, suspension, battery, all plug and play, that's from Electro & Co. So go check out their website and see how much you can save with that code. It definitely adds up. Let's see how long we can hold a one-hander. Oh no, I have regen on it. Oh, that doesn't help. Ah, not very long. I can hold it forever on the MX500. Gotta get used to this. The way I look at razors is like this. Say it's a Tuesday. You got back from school, you got back from work, you got 2 hours of sunlight. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get on a 450 dirt bike and go drive 2 hours to a track or a trail and the sun's down? No. Are you gonna go get on a Sur-Ron and risk maybe, you know, getting in a lot of trouble? Probably. I do that. Oh, come on, man. I have all those choices, right? I have a Stark Varg, I have several Sur-Rons. What do I choose to ride almost every time I'm in that situation? My Razor. And it doesn't even take me a second to think about it. If you've only got a little bit of time and you want to go out, Razor, it's a suburb
surfer or something. It's great for the suburbs. Look at me right now. I'm not pissing off anybody. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not drawing any attention to myself. And you can pop some amazing wheelies. Like, they just feel so good on this bike. You're not fighting to make it work. It just works. It just wheelies. And you can just enjoy the ride. I feel like some bikes, I'm gonna throw Stark under the bus here. You gotta lock in. You gotta lock into wheelie at Stark Park. You really have to focus. And I know I need more practice on it. I shouldn't be blaming the bike. I'm gonna blame the bike right now because the chain just fell off. I would have kept that wheelie going. All right, all I'm saying is this bike and all razors, they wheelie effortlessly. No way. Ultra B. Sick Ultra B, bro.
Oh, thank you, dude.
I've had my eyes on the Ultra Bs forever now. Yeah. You mind if I join you? Oh, let's on that. You know what, bro? You go for it. I'll see you later.
You want me to help you?
No, I'm good. That sounds funny.
Sur Ronster?
What's up, guys?
I've seen you.
Putting some work on the BMX?
Yeah, just doing wheelies and stuff.
Where was I? As always, thank you so much for watching until the end. As I do.
Yeah.